Atos, I did not realize that the drama was going to continue and it was going to carry on. But we initially talked about the fake blindfold speedrun and Beast Hunter, or Monster Hunter, I believe. This streamer she's tripled down at this point. She's tripled down. Because the first time was she was using that paper thin blindfold, which everyone's like, bro, we can tell that that blindfold is see-through. And then the second time was she was using a a quote-unquote thicker blindfold that you couldn't see through. But everyone was like, yeah, but you're still seeing the game on OBS. She came back a third time. Trying to declare that she's done the speedrun so many times she can literally do it blindfolded because it has given her superhuman powers to be able to do this. She really thinks she's going to trick speedrunners. Apparently, Chala. And also, I'll have to pull up the video, but her moderator has gone on full on, combat mode with saying that it's true. Let's watch this together.
Legends.
Because this creator, the fake speedrun that fooled everyone by I forgot his name, Karl Jobst, is very good. He did a very good investigative report on this, on how it's fake, and let's watch it together. So,
hello, you absolute legends. Last month,
are
a
legends.
streamer known as Pwnzalot pretended to beat the dragon Alatreon wearing a blindfold. This garnered her quite a lot of attention, but when people experienced with the game she was playing and those experienced in blindfold speedrunning saw her video, they realized immediately it was fake. Unfortunately, Queen Pwnzalot's effort of faking a blindfolded run was extremely poor. Not only was she using strategies that are just flat out impossible to use while blind, but the blindfold she was using was so thin and obviously fake, even we, the viewers, could see straight through it. Soon enough, people were making videos calling out her fake run, and Queen Pwnzalot was beginning to get quite a lot of negative attention. As it turns out, the public doesn't appreciate liars and people who try to fake gaming accomplishments for clout. After receiving backlash, Queen Pwnzalot fought back, announcing that she was going to do another blindfolded run of the dragon Alatreon, but this time with more proof. On the 14th of February, she went live, and she was stacked to the gills with ironclad anti-cheat measurements. This time she wore a genuine blindfold. She had a hand cam, she had input display, she had paper covering up her monitors, and she was live. Surely there was absolutely no way she could cheat. And with all of this in place, she did it again. She beat the dragon Alatreon in front of hundreds of people. She was so convincing that it seemed like everyone now believed she was legit.
But anyway, yeah, it looks like the Alatreon blindfold kill was actually real. It did actually happen.
Maybe we got it wrong.
You fell for it.
Maybe Queen Pwnzalot was just more gifted than everyone else, and she could really do things blindfolded that no one else could. Or maybe, just maybe, she just cheated again, and we don't know how. Honestly, when I first saw her new successful attempt, I didn't know how she did it. But I did know two things. One, her gameplay was impossible to do blind. And two, people always underestimate the autistic power of speedrunners. I was committed to finding out how this was done. I envisioned sophisticated cheating methods that would be impossible to detect. I figured that whatever Queen Pwnzalot did must be pretty genius to fool everyone so easily. For 3 days, I meticulously studied her video. I worked with experts to clarify game mechanics. I spoke with programmers to see if we could replicate her run using advanced software, but I was getting nowhere. And then, after 72 hours of running into dead ends, I finally saw it. I noticed that Queen Pwnzalot did something that gave everything away. The curtain was lifted, and the magician had exposed her secrets. I had the smoking gun, and within 20 minutes of seeing Queen Pwnzalot do this one thing, we knew exactly how she did it, and we had the proof.
Okay.
As it turns out, I was on the wrong track the entire time. I thought the method she used must have been smart because no one detected it. But in the end, it turned out to be the simplest and dumbest method I could have imagined. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how Queen Pwnzalot faked her most recent blindfolded takedown of the dragon Alatreon, and I guarantee that you'll be shocked at just how many things she did to try and fool you. I really hope you enjoy. Legends, let's be honest. If you're watching my channel, it's because you are a gigantic nerd. I'm a huge nerd. You're a huge nerd.
He called us out, chat. He called us out.
As nerds, there is nothing more important or fulfilling than having a really good gaming PC. Which is why you should invest in a PC from today's sponsor, StarForge Systems.
Oh my god, he got a StarForge.
Easy, especially for people like me who don't know how or just don't want to build their own PC.
So far, he's as accurate as possible.
PCs at all different price points. So if
I can't believe
Asmonds you know you're going to get the best you can for your money. StarForge PCs are used by tons of your favorite creators, including myself. They are built by hand in Austin, Texas by experienced builders. They look beautiful and they run smoothly. Plus, they are reliable, coming with a full 2-year parts and labor warranty. I rely on my PC for absolutely everything, including this YouTube channel. My standards are extremely high. I need something powerful and I need something quiet. And the PC I got from StarForge Systems was literally everything I could have asked for. Please get yourself a PC
and it comes with a free
The link
penis.
to StarForge Systems will be in the description. Go and check out their PCs today.
Penis hammer.
In my previous video, we looked at Queen Pwnzalot's earlier blindfolded runs, where she used a really thin, transparent sheet of material to cover her eyes and pretended that she couldn't see. In this case, it was so easy to debunk because everyone can just use their own eyes and see that her blindfold was fake. As far as her gameplay was concerned, it's also really obvious that she can see as well. She claims to use the audio to know exactly where the monster is, but years of blindfolded competition tells us that this is impossible.
What's up, Little Hollow?
I also highlighted that beyond knowing where the monster is, it's also impossible to detect whether you are looking up or down. So if you see a blindfolded player using their mouse to look up or down, you know they can see. In her latest attempt, we see all of those impossible gameplay mechanics in action once again, and in some cases, it's even worse. She will access the menu in order to use items and mess up the camera, and then immediately and perfectly fix it. She even does this when the dragon is not making any sounds at all, so there is quite literally no audio cue, like in this example. Beyond the impossible vertical movement, we also see crazy head tracking in real time that is just laughable. I mean, just look at this gameplay.
Yep, she's keeping focused on the head so she can crit. If you're blind, you wouldn't be able to do that. Sometimes I miss my loud-ass Pentium. True. I used to have a PC that had a fan that would rattle.
In the last clip, she is rolling underneath the dragon, keeping the camera on its head perfectly as she does it. It's hilarious. And remember, looking up does nothing. It doesn't let her hit
She's
any
even
higher.
Got this,
so
like,
there is literally no point in doing this other than to see the head, which makes no sense if you're blindfolded. All of this seems very confusing because she appears to be wearing a proper blindfold. And as I mentioned before, her monitors are even covered up with paper, meaning that she can't see them anyway. This led me to consider other ways she might be playing without seeing. One way would be some kind of aimbot. Aimbots are common in many games, so it's possible if she had some kind of sophisticated software, it could help her aim on the dragon.
You guys ever use or play a game that uses hardware noises as sound?
Aiming issue. However, this wouldn't solve all of the problems, like being able to dodge attacks that don't have sound cues. In one instance, she accidentally hooks onto Alatreon's leg instead of its head, and immediately releases before targeting the head again. But there is no audible difference between hooking onto the leg or the head, so there is no way she should have known. In order to solve issues like this, I theorized that maybe someone was talking to her and giving her instructions through Discord. With someone in her ear and some aim assist software, you might be able to play like this without sight. I reached out to Monster Hunter World expert TSC, who actually developed the first known aimbot of the game. According to him, if she was using an aimbot to achieve this effect, it would require software far more sophisticated than anyone in the community.
I think that's part of the trick,
It seems unlikely that this was the method. The most common theory I saw online was that she was using pre-recorded gameplay. Maybe she beat Alatreon earlier and just played that gameplay footage during her live stream. Something like this has been done before. I even made a video about a speedrunner who cheated by using a pre-recorded run during a live charity marathon. However, I didn't believe this was the case. Queen Pwnzalot had 2 cameras and they were both completely in sync. I studied her mouse movements and they always seemed to match what was going on in the game. And so did her keyboard inputs. Her mouse sensitivity was very high, so a lot of movements are hard to see, but I couldn't see any discrepancies. It did appear as though she was actually playing. In my opinion, this also ruled out the idea that someone else was playing instead of her, perhaps by using remote assistance. This is an idea that the YouTuber Abisoft spent some time investigating to see if it could work. But aside from her mouse movements matching her gameplay, latency issues would also be a huge problem. Some people suggested that she was using a magician's blindfold and she could see through it. But this is extremely unlikely. Her blindfold doesn't look like any fake blindfold I could find, and we know what blindfold she has because it was recommended to her. Blindfolded expert Mitris has the exact same one, and it looks exactly the same. One other thing people noticed, and trust me, we noticed this immediately too, is that after Queen Pwnzalot killed Alatreon and lifted the paper up, there was something on her screen. And it seemed like she noticed this and
she
moved
tabbed
the paper
over
back down to try and hide it.
I pause it. What is on the screen? And what is on the thing? Is Monster Hunter on her screen?
No.
And then watch what happens. She puts it back down to cover. She's quickly trying to hide it. And then the game comes back up on screen.
This is the Windows Start menu, and the reason it appeared is because she hit the Windows key. In fact, she hits the Windows key multiple times throughout her blindfolded attempts. This bugged the hell out of us, and we had no idea why she was doing it. Could this have something to do with how she was faking her gameplay? At seemingly random times, she would hit the Windows key, which would tap her out of the game. This caused her inputs to stop working. She would then need to hit the escape key to try and get back into the game. Watch this clip where she hits the Windows key and then spends 10 seconds trying to get the game to work again.
Accidentally hits the Windows key? Yeah, if you're blind, you wouldn't know that you hit the Windows key. And then she's like, fuck, 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 fuck.
This is bizarre, and she does this multiple times without ever mentioning it. She acts as if this really weird thing that she is doing isn't happening, which is obviously really suspicious. Ultimately, it seems like this is some kind of unrelated tech
and then
issue that
she
she was
navigates
with her
a
eye
menu to
multiple
craft a
times
potion
before she even started her blindfolded attempts. We can see her hitting the Windows key in order to fix something. She even mentioned it earlier in her stream. I think this tech issue has nothing to do with her blindfolded attempts. But an important question to ask is how did she know there was a problem? She was blindfolded and couldn't see, but knew there was some kind of technical issue and always tried to fix it. And she did all of this without looking, and without saying anything to her audience. It's all really bizarre. In the end, however, after discovering the truth, I realized this was a giant red herring. After several days of brainstorming, I was beginning to run out of ideas. But then, in the middle of the night, I revisited a question I had from day one. There was something that Queen Pwnzalot did that was really strange, and I couldn't figure it out.
Why is she looking behind
after
the screen?
She covers her main monitor with paper, while she is attempting to distract her viewers, she holds down her left mouse button for 10 seconds. This was actually one of the very first things I noticed when investigating her run, but I never had an answer as to why she did it. Normally,
she's drag and dropping the window.
Down for a few seconds, it activates something, and this was one of the reasons I thought she was using some kind of software. But I had overlooked something that was so obvious and so simple, I can't believe I didn't see it immediately. Once I understood what she was doing, it was game over. Holding her mouse button down for 10 seconds told me everything I needed to know. It unlocked all of her secrets. It revealed to me that there was in fact a third hidden monitor.
Third monitor.
Queen Pwnzalot wants us to believe that she only has 2 monitors. When she covers them up, she makes sure to verbally state that her monitor on the left has all of her other stuff on it.
To the main attraction as we get our duct tape for
oh jeez, it's so obvious what she does soon. Okay.
So you guys know.
Oh my goodness.
With all my other stuff on it. Boom.
This is a lie. In truth, she has a 3rd monitor to her right, off camera. Before she covers
and
it
her
with paper,
moderator
you can see that her main monitor has her OBS streaming software on it.
Monitor
this shows her gameplay,
quote,
and it also has her Twitch chat docked into it as well. One thing that struck me as odd is how she decided to wait until her monitors were covered with paper before setting everything up. This makes no logical sense, and she even tries to act like this wasn't on purpose.
You can also see the monitor's legs.
No problem.
On one of those zooms.
No. Alright. Oh god, I'm sorry, I didn't think this through.
Yeah, you didn't think this through.
But the reason she did this is because she had to ensure that what she did was hidden from the camera. This is where the beauty of the input display comes in, because we can still see everything she's doing, but it's obvious she is trying to hide it. What she does next is very sneaky. She lifts up the paper on her main monitor, which has her OBS on it.
Okay.
She clicks on her OBS window and holds down the mouse key. Then, while she is holding down the mouse button, she distracts her audience with verbal diarrhea.
Where is... That's why we go through what we go through, right?
Huh?
You know?
Taking notes on so I could get views. I kid.
And
verbal next is the key that I should have seen immediately. What is the most common thing you do when you hold down your mouse button?
Move something.
You drag windows. While talking, she drags her OBS to her hidden monitor on the right. We can confirm this with the input display. We can see her hand move it to the right, and she even looks at her hidden monitor on the right when she does this.
That's why we go through what we go through, right? You know?
And the mod confirmed she has a 3rd monitor. She has a 3rd monitor. And, confirmed.
She will use her OBS on the hidden monitor to see the game. Immediately after this, she pretends to move the OBS to her left monitor.
Alright, move that over.
If you move that over.
Okay. I'm sorry.
She moves her mouse to the left, she looks to the left, and she even...
Like, if you are allegedly so good at playing this game blindfolded, why do you need any monitor? Like, you could just queue up the fight, unplug all the monitors. Like,
says that she's moving something. However, we can see on the input display
why not have
she
this all
doesn't
set
even
up
click
stream?
her mouse.
She's trying to show that she's doing this live authenticity, but it just...
Now, despite the fact her monitor on the right is supposed to be a secret, she cannot help but stare at it constantly. She even responds to this exact message in chat while looking at it. However, mid-sentence, she realizes how stupid this is and stops talking.
Oh, she responds to a chatter. Streamer brain.
Oh yeah. Everything will be unedited.
Oh, she realizes she fucked up.
After panicking and thinking for 10 seconds,
and she realizes
tries to fix this mistake and pretends she read the message from the monitor on the left.
She froze. Kick W.
Everything will be unedited.
Oh boy. What is that emote? What is that emote?
The funny thing about Queen Pwnzalot reading chat from her hidden monitor is
0
that it's
10
completely
true.
Unnecessary. There is no need
the face
to have
you do when
there
you
in the
realize
first
you
place,
fucked up.
and it just causes her to constantly look at it, making it obvious it's there. And it also causes her to screw up by responding to it. I'm guessing she just couldn't help herself, and she really wanted to see all of her fans talking about her as she was playing. So we know that she has a monitor to her right, but how does she see it? Well, the secret is in how she's wearing her blindfold. She's wearing it very, very loosely. It's barely able to stay on her face, and on top of that, she wears it very high. This is not how you're supposed to wear a blindfold. Anyone who owns a blindfold like this knows you don't wear them loose, you wear them tight. If you wear them loose, light gets in. By wearing her blindfold loose, she can see through a small gap between her nose and
testing
the blindfold.
The gap.
The gamer Juzzy has already replicated her exact setup. In his case, he showed his 2 monitors which he turned off, he wore a proper blindfold, he used the exact same input display, and he had a hand cam. With all of this, he also killed Alatreon in expert fashion.
Okay. Show us how you did it. And her hair is making more of a gap. True.
Here, he explains how he did it.
As you can see now, my monitors are off and I'm blindfolded, but despite my short-sightedness without glasses, I can clearly see these targets and shoot at them. And why is that? It's because there's a secret here. Right now, I'm wearing the blindfold, right? But I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold, and if I wore it even looser, I'd be able to see out the sides left and right in my peripheral vision. Then the next step to the trick is the fact that another thing you guys noticed, there's 2 monitors here, right? But they're not the only ones. There's a 3rd monitor on my left.
On top of wearing her blindfold very loosely, Queen Pwnzalot also sits back in her chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better viewing angle. Before her attempt with the new blindfold, she had spent around 1 hour playing with her old blindfold over multiple days and weeks. And for that entire time, she always sat like this. She was leaning forward and looking directly in front of her. This is because while her blindfold was partially obscuring her sight, she could see straight through it and was looking at the monitor directly in front of her. With the new blindfold, she can't see through the front of it, which is why she has now completely changed her sitting position so she can see down and to the side. This is not a normal way to sit, and world-class blindfold speedrunner Bubzia confirms that when you see someone sitting in this position, it's a giant red flag.
Red flag.
And if I could,
I mean, she could have just turned around and put her keyboard and mouse on the table behind her. True.
True. Breaking. If I sit like this, for example, I can see half of my monitor. I can see OBS right now. Literally, I can see the volume meters going up.
But then how?
I can see the picture.
True.
A bit, I can see
she'd have a 3rd monitor on the wall
behind her. And it's as simple as that. There is a hidden monitor on the right, and she is playing through her OBS, which she discreetly moved to it. I can't believe I spent so much time researching aimbots when the solution was so stupidly basic. And while it's so easy just to say there was a hidden monitor, which some people did, it's an entirely different story to provide concrete evidence. The fact that we can literally see her move OBS to the hidden screen, the fact that she reads chat from it, the fact that she stares at it constantly, the fact that she wears her blindfold so loosely, and the fact that she sits in such a weird position, all prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the way she cheated. But here is my favorite part. After she has killed Alatreon, and while paper is still covering her screen, she looks directly at the hidden monitor and moves the camera around perfectly. It's like she's not even trying to hide it. And beyond all of this, the simple fact remains, the way she played the game is impossible to do if you can't see. Now let's be real for a second. At the end of the day, this entire thing isn't a big deal. This is just silly, fun internet drama, and it's just really interesting to learn how Queen Pwnzalot faked her blindfold runs. Personally, I'm not emotionally charged about this. I just love trying to expose video game fraudsters because I enjoy it. This whole back and forth is honestly really entertaining, but make no mistake, her behavior is not healthy, and it's not a good thing. There are gamers who spend thousands of hours legitimately trying to do amazing things without the ability to see. Blindfolded gaming takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of ingenuity. And Queen Pwnzalot keeps taking a giant steaming dump on all of their efforts. Because of her actions, people are going to trust the accomplishments of real gamers even less. Skepticism will disproportionately rise, and the public will become even more cynical. But on the flip side, maybe that's a good thing. The amount of people who threw common sense to the wayside and took her runs at face value is pretty shocking. Maybe people do need to be a bit more skeptical, and maybe this lesson was an important one to learn. Let me know what you think in the comments. I worked with a group of gamers who helped me do research for this video, including the YouTuber Abisoft, who is also releasing a video about this most recent run. I know for a fact he is including many details I haven't mentioned myself, so if you want to learn even more, please go and check out his video as well. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
Oh jeez, this was just so blatant. Like, yeah, just turn the monitors off. You don't need any monitors whatsoever. Legends. Alright, so we had I promised. Alright, so let's do a like and a comment. What? Oops. Sorry. What? Oh, I keep on pushing the Windows key. What a phony. Windows button, period. And then I'm gonna do. There's a cat laugh, I believe. Cat laugh with the tears. Yeah, there we go. 3 of those. Alright, if you guys have not seen this before and you want to support this creator, Karl Jobst, I will share this video with you guys in the chat. So let me. She said she was just staring down at her own shirt the whole fight. I'm so sure that's true. That's would have been more believable. Yep. I wish I believed her so I could sell a lovely fridge for cheap. There we go. And then let me tab over to just in case and bam chickadee on kick. Here you guys go. Here's a link to the video we just watched. You can support this creator. I just couldn't believe that she was tripling down on being that superhuman. Like, just the visual cues and things you'd have to do. It's just not possible for you humans. It's just not possible. So, but I wanted to follow up on that, and also Asmonds editor. I'll just do his short Asmonds Clips, because Asmond got to Asmond Gold Clips, his channel. His editor made a short about the moderator. The moderator came in and was defending her, and it was kind of crazy to see like how much copium the dude is on. Have you seen the videos about Gerald and the completionist and his charity? Share it in the Discord, Scooch. Share it in the Discord. Oh god, it's the hyper simp. Yeah. There we go.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I appreciate your time.
This is her mod. He joined Asmon's stream to talk about this. He joined Asmon's stream to talk about this.
I mean, I appreciate yours as well. I mean, do you think that she cheated?
I know for a fact that she didn't.
Context. Queen Pwnzalot is a monster hunter blindfold runner who has fooled thousands of people. But today, the absolute legend Karl Jobst revealed the final truth.
Yes, he is a legend.
She also revealed the monitor?
So we know that she has a monitor to her right, but how does she see it? Well, the
For
secret
facts,
is in how she's
was
wearing
he
her
there?
blindfold. By wearing her blindfold
No.
she can see through a small gap between her nose and the blindfold.
You can see her
Right
testing
now,
it
I'm
out.
wearing the blindfold, right? But I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold.
On top of wearing her blindfold very loosely, Queen Pwnzalot also sits back in her chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better view.
And she's even scrunching up her cheeks to push the blindfold.
Mod on Asmon's stream to defend her.
I know for a fact that she didn't. She did nothing wrong.
Why
She did
send
not
the
cheat
mod?
Anything. She has not.
Why
cheated
send the mod?
anything. And I think that it's important for us to understand that conjecture does not equal proof. There is no physical proof. There's a lot of conjecture.
There's
a
also
lot of
no proof that
examining
she
many things
did this.
that are on the table. People claim, oh, she did this, she moved that, she did.
Her
but
evidence
there's no
is
actual
weak to
proof that
even
any of this
suggest
happened.
that she
There's no
did
proof
it.
that it did either.
See?
And of
See?
course, she's being accused of a crime
Exactly.
she didn't commit. And I know that for a fact. I'm willing to put money on it.
So, okay.
What a
so
simp.
First thing is that, why do you think that she tilted her head in a different angle?
At a
whenever
weird
she was
angle.
wearing the other blindfold?
Well, Sure. Whenever you're under a stress response, your body reacts differently. You position yourself differently. In the very first run, when she's wearing the first blindfold, it was a carefree run on stream done with friends for a random, hey, I wonder if I can do this. It was a completely different circumstance.
My understanding of the psychological body language, whenever that happens, people usually actually huddle up more.
Well, what the fuck is
to
this,
protect
dude?
their mid body, because that's where your organs are. That's where
I'm a physician.
Dude, you're a
That's
doctor.
not true. All right, so you think
And
that it's
you're on
legitimate,
copium,
and you think
that this
the
is
way that she
real?
was sitting was just purely a stress response, and it wasn't her.
I don't, if I may, I don't think I know. I know that it is legitimate.
Okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a shadow.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
But I also want to bring up the point that it doesn't seem like anybody else has been held to the standard that she's been held to.
Invoke the
We have CSI investigating experts that have been going to every single length, looking to even the reflections on her phone, trying to analyze what's on that screen. And yet no other professional has been held to the same standard.
No other professionals would have. No, this dude has roasted all kinds of cheaters.
And she is a nobody that decided to do this on a whim, and that caught the entire world.
He did first days because bro.
So like, how is it that
every pretty, so it must be real, true paid actor
is not able to rebalance their camera in any circumstance without a lock on, but she was?
I'm not a blindfolded expert, so I'm not sure.
Oh, and now he learns lawyer speak.
That she did under the same controls.
Well, hold on. He did not do the exact same thing she did.
How?
He did use the same, because he did use a third monitor. He did look from his blindfold.
Literally the whole point of this video.
Completed the run by looking through the blindfold at that third monitor.
That's correct.
Queen Pwnzalot did not do that.
Did she look at OBS through the third monitor?
No.
How do you know that?
Because I know.
Because he knows.
How would you
trust me, bro.
Else to believe that?
I welcome.
I'm not an expert, but this is embarrassing. This mod just put himself on blast on what a simp he is.
She didn't know either. So she reached out to a credible expert who was a world record holder in that community, and
yeah, this is painful. This is painful to know that he went to this level.
I've spoken with Mitch Riz, and he is on the fence. I'm sorry, I just got a message from Mitch Riz. He's actually watching right now. He's the world record holder.
So you said you've been watching. What do you think?
I hope he gets paid good.
Right now, points
he's 100% doing this voluntarily.
Of not meeting,
in my opinion.
I would say the proof that would be needed for blindfolded. I'm trying not to put it too harshly.
Okay.
True.
Right. So yeah, that's about right.
Wrecked.